Shruti Mohan, Faculty of English, Christu Jayanti College, Bangalore. In this short video, let's discuss the poem titled Sea Breeze Bombay by Adil Jusawala. We'll have a quick introduction to the author. Adil Jusawala was born on 8th April 1940 in Mumbai to a Parsi family. He is a known poet, magazine editor, and translator. He is quite popular for his works Land's End and Missing Person. The poem Seabreeze Bombay is taken from Missing Person. This poem is also known as Bombay poem or Partition poem. Jusawala is a Sahitya Academy Award winner as well in 2014 for his work Trying to Say Goodbye. He edited the Indian Express, the Express magazine, and Debonair. He is a proficient translator as well, and he's translated several works by Ghulam Muhammad Sheikh. Together with Arvind Krishna Mehrotra, Arun Kolatkar and Jeev Patel, he created Clearing House, a poets publishing cooperative. Let's go through the text. And prior to that, let me introduce the setting of this poem. This poem is written after India-Pakistan partition, and anybody can anticipate the problems or the travails and trauma underlying partition. The problems with dislocation, relocation, and the trauma prevalent throughout the lives of people, and the pre and post partition differences, loss of lives, poverty, lack of shelter. So many things would trigger their lives, and this poem is not a this poem is not a poem which relieves a reader, but this is more like an elegy. Bombay has been portrayed as a city of hope, city of growth, city of fascination. But in this poem, we see Bombay as a city which highlights decay and destruction. Let's read the text. Partitions people stitched, shrouds from a flag, gentlemen scissored Sindh. And opened people fraying across the country reknotted themselves on this island. Surrogate city of banks, brokering and base, refugees, harbour and port, gatherer of ends, whose brick beginnings work, loose like a skin, sporting the coast. Restore us to fire, new refugees, wearing blood-red wool in the worst heat, come from Tibet, scanning the sea from the north, dazed, holes in their cracked feet. Restore us to fire, still communities tear and reform, and still a breeze, cooling our garrulous evenings, investigates nothing, ruffles no tempers, uncovers no root, and settles no one adrift of the mainland's histories. So if we have a little analysis or a hair split analysis of the text, one can easily make out how difficult it is for a migrant to survive in a city like Bombay, who had dreamt a better life but tried to revive the lost possessions, the lost relationships, and they have to lead a life with memory. And the theme of human resilience at the aftermath of any tragedy or any calamity for that matter, and how difficult a life that they lead like a nomad or a tramp afterwards, that too in a city like Bombay. Even the symbol of breezes of no solace has nothing to do significantly to the people who suffers in this thing. And you could see recurrent usage of words like scissored, cut, and yeah, stitch. So words related to tailoring is recurrent in this poem, and the act of cutting, not just geographically, this is not just a physical dislocation, this is more of a psychic dislocation that the people confront. And yeah, this is known as partition poem. This poem specifically is a meditation on displacement, loss, urban alienation, and in post-independence India. India is supposed to celebrate independence as a separate country from Pakistan, but earlier it was a single entity, and as a result of this partition, everybody cannot celebrate the independence, and many had to forgo their lives, their dear ones, their settlements as a result of this partition. It's a poignant poem which captures the post-colonial anxieties, urban chaos, and fractured identities of Bombay. This poem presents vivid imagery in a melancholic tone. Jusawala explores the city's contradictions. On one side, we could see the beauty and charm and hope on one side. On the other side, we can see the decay, the stagnation, and the despair awaiting. If you look at this slide, you could see how much it got, how much or what was the actual consequence faced after this partition. You could see the overcrowded train and the riot, lack of settlements, and the dissolution people. These are actual photographs taken after partition. Let's assess the themes in a nutshell. Post-colonial disillusionment is one of the themes, urban chaos and decay, alienation and identity crisis. Let's look at sea breeze as a symbol. Usually breeze or sea breeze gives you a promise of relief, or it suits you especially when you are in scorching sun. But here the sea breeze does nothing significant. It doesn't make its presence felt that much. It is there, but it cannot revive the lost life. It cannot even soothe the life or the physique of the people. It does nothing. It adds nothing. It does nothing. And unlike the conventional representation of sea breeze as a ray of hope or a hope of refreshment, here the sea breeze does not no comfort. It doesn't relieve anybody. The tone of the poem is quite melancholic and reflective. The mood of the poem shifts from nostalgia and resignation. There's a stark and vivid imagery captures the sensory overload of Bombay, which juxtaposes the natural elements on one side, like sea breeze, ocean on one side, and pollution, noise, decay on the other side. The poem critiques how colonialism shaped Bombay, leaving it in a state of cultural and existential limbo. It reflects the larger post-colonial struggle of finding identity in a city shaped by both oppression and ambition. In a nutshell, the poem is a meditation on loss, identity, and the contradictions of modern urban life. It presents Bombay as a city of contrast where hope and despair coexist, making it a powerful reflection on post-colonial India. I hope the discussion was a bit insightful. Thank you so much.